Welcome to the MSDW podcast. I'm Jason Gumpert, editor at MS Dynamics World. On this episode, we are previewing Community Summit 2024 with Fauwaz Hussain, Senior Director of Strategy at Nodus Technologies. Fauwaz is a veteran of the Dynamics community and of past summit events, and he shares some of his predictions, recommendations, and advice for attendees at this year's event. This episode is sponsored by Nodus Technologies, and Fauwaz gives us an update on how the firm's offerings have evolved to fit with their parent company, Global Payments. At the conference, Nodus will have a sizable presence at booth 415 with team members ready to talk technology, partnerships, support, and more. Two key themes Fauwaz tells me about for the event will be the ongoing discussions of the future of Dynamics GP and the theme of AI, which many customers are still trying to make sense of in the context of their own IT planning. Fauwaz also offers some practical advice for new attendees on how to get the most out of the event. All right, I'm here with Fauwaz Hussain of Nodus Technologies. Hey, Fauwaz, welcome.
Hey, Jason. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Maybe we could just start with a bit of an intro for our listeners.
Well, thank you. My name is Fauwaz Hussain. I'm a Senior Director of Strategy here at Nodus Technologies. We're part of an organization called Global Payments. And in my role as a strategist, I manage our sales initiatives, partner engagement, ERP relationships, and basically overall growth of our business. And Global Payments is one of the largest payments companies in the world. And Nodus division, the division that I'm part of, we specialize in providing payment acceptance and accounts receivable automation solutions that seamlessly integrate with all Microsoft Dynamics platform. So here at the summit, we are representing our Microsoft integration and the Microsoft side of our business.
All right, great. And yeah, I think for our listeners, many are probably familiar with Nodus, maybe more so than the parent company. Can you tell us anything more about sort of your history in the Dynamics space?
Yeah, no, definitely. And you're right. We have, especially in this Dynamics ecosystem, people primarily know us as Nodus. Prior to us being part of Global Payments didn't have a solution into the ERP space, specifically in the Microsoft ERP side. So we are definitely the first one. And as in terms of Nodus has been around for over 20 years now. Nodus was started with actually even before that, to be honest. So Nodus was the first payment solution that was ever written for Great Plains. This is even before Microsoft acquired Great Plains. And then once Microsoft acquired Great Plains and Great Plains became Microsoft Dynamics GP, around that time, we spun off a company called Nodus Technologies, and that same solution that we had for Great Plains now became part of the Microsoft Dynamics family. So people that know us, that people who have been in the Microsoft ecosystem for a while, they have definitely known us as the name Nodus. And we started our business from the GP side, but now over the 20 years, we have expanded into all Microsoft platforms, the legacy Dynamics ones as well as the new 365 ones.
All right, excellent. So yeah, a rich heritage, going way back. As you look at this year's Summit North America event, which is really what we wanted to kind of talk about and preview here, what are you expecting in terms of conversations with attendees?
I think this is going to be a very exciting summit, and not saying the previous ones weren't. Every year, Summit is one of the most important events we go to. We have a very large presence over there. We are premier sponsor. We have a large 30 by 30 booth right in the middle, booth 415 for the listeners. Please come visit. But I think for our listeners, people who are attending Summit, they can, a couple of things that I would highlight is one is they can definitely expect a lot of conversation about AI. AI has been obviously since the beginning of 2024 or even like late 2023, AI has been becoming a very important talk track for all these conferences, and specifically the Microsoft with Microsoft Copilot and everything, and all the ISVs embracing AI. People are curious. They want to learn about how they can leverage AI to streamline their internal processes. So you'll hear a lot of conversations about it. Um, and apart from that, I would also say that because we were just talking about GP just now, and Great Plains had such a large footprint on the Microsoft Dynamics side, and with the recent news around whether Great Plains is staying, whether Microsoft is moving away from Great Plains, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of noise in the channel. So there are going to be a lot of conversations about that. There's a lot of Microsoft Dynamics Great Plains users are specifically concerned about what is the future of GP, what is the fact, what's the myth. So we are conducting a session specifically to address that. We call it Mythbusters, separating fact from fiction around future of Microsoft Dynamics GP. That's the name of our session. I'll be presenting in a group with Bob McAdam, Carol Livingston, and Tiffany Allen. This panel has been around the Microsoft ecosystem for a very long time, representing both the partner side of the business as well as the ISV side of the business. So we put this panel together to start talking about or start helping people navigate through all the noises to hear about what is a myth, what is a fact, what is happening on the Dynamics GP side. We do surveys, we do interviews, we gather information directly from Microsoft and the users and the partners, and we collectively put all of those stats together to present here. We've been doing this session for past couple of years now, pretty much ever since Microsoft started talking about Great Plains, and it's been very, very. We've got a really good response. It's been very attractive for attendees. So there will be a lot of conversations around that. So for those of our listeners who are Great Plains users, or if you're a partner, Great Plains partner, and if you're concerned about or curious about what is happening on the Dynamics GP side, I highly encourage you to to come to our session and learn more about that, and also talk to other partners and see what everybody is doing. So I think that would be probably an important talk track as well.
Those are certainly some names I know as well who are participating with you in that session, and I may have even sat in on an earlier version of it at some other conference. But I just think it's so important that the different voices, the sort of the service provider side and the ISV side, sort of both contribute to that conversation with clients, so they have sort of a full picture of where things are going. Because it really does come down to sort of how vendors and how service providers can all sort of stay in coordination with how they see the story of Dynamics GP and its future unfolding.
You're absolutely right, Jason. And if you think about it, like, different perspective matters, because the people are talking about, the people who are using, they're worried. People who are selling the system, they're curious about it. People who are partnered with them, they have questions in their mind. And then also there's a lot of rumors started going around the rumor mill. So it's good to hear from all different angles, and then to put all that data together. I think that's very valuable. It at the very least, it will help you make decisions on what you want to do, and hopefully it will make it easy for you to continue with your business processes.
Yeah, for sure. And beyond the GP user base, I imagine when you're at a show like a summit where there's sort of a lot of very experienced, knowledgeable ERP administrators, power users, managers, you're hearing from people at your booth who kind of come into the show sort of knowing maybe what their pain points are or what their deficiencies are if they don't already have a good sort of B2B tool set like a Nodus Technologies.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. See, one thing that I tell people is all the time is continue to work closely with your partners, and one thing that, and again, I don't want to give too much away from the session, but when you come to the session, we will talk about what are some of the things you do, and what are some of the best practices. But one thing I would tell is that take advantage of the knowledge that you will be surrounded by, whether it's in form of people, whether it's in form of solutions that are out there. And there are so many things that you can do with what you have today. So in other words, make it simplify. A lot of GP customers might be, or users might be thinking that, hey, mine is on-prem legacy system. I can't utilize cloud. I can't utilize AI. You can there, and that's what we're talking about from ISV's perspective. There are a lot of ISVs who are continuously bringing new features, new R&D, new products to even GP as well. So check the health of your systems, take advantage of the knowledge that you will be surrounded by at this event, speak to the partners, speak to the vendors. One minor advice I will give is that just be careful, grab information from everywhere. But when you do talk, if you're a GP user, talk to GP partners, talk to someone who does both GP and BC, because let's say if you talk to somebody who does only BC, then they may have a little skewed response, and that's essentially how rumors start that, oh, somebody just told me that they should not invest in GP, and that's absolutely not that's not the way you should be thinking.
Mm-hmm. All right, excellent. So I this is really all about previewing what people can expect at Summit. Can you tell us anything else about the experiences that your team will have ready at your booth this year if people do come over to chat and learn more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're bringing a big team with us. We are still finalizing headcount, but it's definitely more than 10 people.
Wow.
We have a pretty big booth. We have a 30 by 30 booth, as I mentioned. We're right in the middle. So we're bringing expertise from our partner enablement teams, our partner onboarding teams, our sales teams, our technical resources. So you can have all kind of conversations around not just technical conversations about the product, even on an engineering level, if you want to. We have resources who will be able to speak on that. But we will also talk about like our partner programs. And most importantly, this is the first year we're going as part of global payments, because I think before that we were under Evo umbrella. But we have launched a lot more resources for our partners that they can utilize, that can help them be successful. So we have our partner alliance managers who will be there talking about that. And in terms of fun stuff, we're featuring amazing giveaways at our booth. We're giving away an Apple Vision Pro headset. So if you want a chance to win that, you definitely can. We're also giving away a drone through another drawing that we're doing with some of our fellow ISVs. We have pretty cool stuff that we always give away, so a lot of fun stuff to collect. And then we are also very excited to host 2 parties this year. And they're both going to be phenomenal. One is our BC Bash party, which is with some of the partners on our BC side of the business. It's on the Tuesday night, and the other one is our Power GP online party, which is the legacy. If you've ever been to any of these summits in the last, I would say 5, 6, 7 years, you know this party. This is the biggest party. It's on Wednesday night. Is with the folks over at Engevity. Along with them, we are throwing that party. So the Power GP online party has been around for a while. So we are one of the sponsors for that. The BC Bash is for the BC partners that we're throwing party with them. Primarily orchestrated by Tanya Henderson and Shannon Mullins. and we're also sponsoring that one. So the BC Bash is on Tuesday night, Power GP online party is on Wednesday night. Coincidentally, they're both at the same venue. It's called 1902. It's supposedly it's a historic train depot that was transformed into a very premier nightclub. It's San Antonio, so we wanted to find both group wanted to find a nice venue, and that's probably the best it gets. So it's definitely going to be a fun time. So you come visit us, and you'll definitely be a part of some of really fun activities.
Yeah, and I'll just put in a vote for the GP focus party. I think GP crowds tend to bring the loudest and highest energy to a party, I would say, at conferences I've been to. But I'm sure the BC
we
one will be great. We don't
know yet, right? I mean, BC is for first time.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Business Central partners, right?
Yeah, I mean, the BC Bashes, this is their pilot party, the first party that we're throwing. And I think the community itself is just remarkable. And I can say this because I'm part of many other ERP communities, but Microsoft is definitely the nearest and dearest, closest to my heart. And no matter what parties, I think the community itself, it's like a big family, like a big reunion.
Mm-hmm.
They all get together, and they definitely know how to party.
For sure. Well, before I let you go here, any other advice, maybe more broadly about the show for maybe someone who's going for the first time, or just wisdom you've acquired over your years in the Microsoft channel?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, this is going to be my 14th summit. So I've been going to these for 14 years in a row, literally pretty much since I started my career, since I came out of college, joined Nodus, and been part of this. So, but I'm really, really looking forward to this one. For me personally, it's a great time to catch up with some old friends, make new connection. As I mentioned, the energy at these events is just incredible. And love these spontaneous conversations that can lead to new ideas and new partnerships. We talked about obviously what's big happening in the industry. There's always something innovative going on. It's inspiring to see all the latest developments. For people, one of the biggest advice I would give is, number one, wear comfortable shoes. That's one, and you're going to be doing a lot of walking, and attend sessions. Talk to people. Spend time at the marketplace. You are lucky to be part of this community. It's such a great community, and it's a big conference where the application marketplace, as we say, is so vast. That there's so many great products out there that can enhance the capabilities of your systems, your ERPs. It can make your life easier on how you do business today. So have conversations with people, download the app, bookmark sessions ahead of time, make your agenda. I strongly recommend going to these parties too. And I can't take credit for this. I will have to give Bob McAdam credit for this. He always says these are not parties; these are advanced networking opportunities, and I absolutely believe that it is advanced networking opportunities that you need to take advantage of. This is on the karaoke stage, on the dance floor. This is where you build connections that next day then you can talk business with. So use your app, and also look for people. I think they have ribbons and stuff that indicates people who've been here for a while. Look for them and hang out with those people, and have them introduce you to more people. One of the things that we like to do is when people come to our booth, we always if they're looking for something, we are payment experts, right? So obviously people come to us because they're looking to improve their payment processing or accounts receivable automation. But then as we're talking, if we come across more, if they talk about other pain points they have, like it could be payroll related, it could be AP related, it could be inventory, whatever that is, because we've been here for so long, we can essentially help you walk you through other vendors and introduce you to other partners in the business. And we can say, hey, meet this person, their company do fantastic AP automation. I'm just giving an example, right? So like that, you can talk to people, veterans who've been around, and have them introduce you to other people, other vendors. Take advantage of that. You'll be surprised to see how knowledgeable the group of people is who go to these events every year, who've been there for a while.
Yeah, that's really great advice. I mean, that advice from people who know the space well, I mean, it's really invaluable. So thanks for that. Great point. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for being here again. I look forward to seeing you, to trying to catch the session at the event. Fauwaz, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, Jason. Looking forward to hanging out with you.
This has been another episode of the MSDW podcast. My thanks once again to Fauwaz Hussain from Nodus Technologies for joining me today. For a full list of the sessions and parties that Nodus is involved in at Community Summit, please do check out the links in the show notes. And that's it for this episode. If you have any questions or want to get in touch, you can reach me by email, jason@msdynamicsworld.com. Until next time, this is MS Dynamics World, signing off.